Let's talk about something that's a huge problem in the gig economy. And that problem is trust. Today, we're diving into a system that's been built from the ground up to tackle that, one job at a time.
Okay, picture this. You've got a wire sparking in your kitchen. It might be a small job, right? But the stakes? Oh, they feel huge. Who do you even call? How can you possibly know if they're good, if they're honest, or if they're just going to rip you off?
Well, this is Alice, and that is exactly her problem. The fix might only be, say, $20, but the worry, that's $1,000 worry. She's stressing about safety, about the cost, and just finding someone who actually knows what they're doing. We've all been there, right?
So, Alice opens up the Aladin app, and right away, something is totally different. She's not seeing those 5-star ratings, the ones that can be faked or are just someone's opinion on a good day. Nope, she sees something completely new. And this really gets to the core of it. The old way is all about opinions, isn't it? It's a guessing game. But the Aladin way, it's all about proof. We're talking about moving from those sketchy reviews to a verifiable reputation that's locked onto the blockchain. And you just can't fake that. So what is this proof? Well, at the heart of it all is something called CVC, which stands for Committed Value in the Contract. The easiest way to think about it is like a professional credit score. Alice sees an electrician, let's call him Bob, and he has a really high CVC. Now, this number isn't about how much people liked his work. It's the cold, hard value of all the jobs he successfully finished. It's pure, mathematical proof that he's reliable. But wait, there's more. On top of that high CVC score, Alice sees that Bob has something called the Sultan seal. Now, this isn't just some badge he added to his profile. It's a real certificate of skill. It proves he's passed a hands-on, practical test actually monitored by AI right on the platform. So now Alice knows he's not just reliable, he's verifiably competent. Okay, so Alice is pretty much sold on Bob, but there's another classic problem, right? We're talking about a tiny $20 job. How can Bob possibly justify driving all the way out to her house just to give a quote? It just doesn't make financial sense. And the answer is this really cool feature called Genie Vision. Bob just starts up a virtual house call. So through Alice's own phone camera, he can see that sparking wire like he's standing right there in her kitchen. He can even use augmented reality to draw on her screen, pointing things out, diagnosing the problem, and boom, giving her a precise quote right then and there.
This one thing is a total game changer for both of them. For Alice, all the guesswork is gone. She gets a clear, accurate price. No surprises. And for Bob, he can quote jobs from anywhere, saving tons of time and gas money. He closes deals faster and can even spot risky jobs before he ever leaves his office. The whole call is even recorded, which becomes the perfect first piece of evidence. So Alice loves the quote. She agrees. Now it's time to lock it in, to turn that initial trust into a real solid commitment. And this is way more than just clicking accept. It's like a digital handshake, but with real teeth.
They use what's called a smart contract escrow. Just think of it as a totally neutral robot lockbox. Both Alice and Bob put a little bit of collateral into this lockbox. Now, this isn't the payment for the job. It's just a little something to show they both have skin in the game. It proves to Bob that Alice is serious, and it proves to Alice that Bob is definitely going to show up.
All right, so for the nitty-gritty details, they use Aladin Secure Chat to pick a time. And this is not your average messaging app. Every single message they send is linked right to that smart contract. So when Bob types, "I'll be there at 3 p.m., that's not just a text. It's a time-stamped, unchangeable piece of evidence.
So Bob shows up right on time and he fixes the wire. Job's done. But how does he prove it? How does he show beyond any doubt that the work was done and done right?
He uses a feature called Aladin's Eye, and it is so simple but so powerful. First, step 1, he takes a before photo. You can see the frayed, dangerous wire clear as day. Then, step 2, he takes an after photo, showing his clean, safe, professional repair. And this is where the magic happens. An AI actually analyzes both pictures, compares them, and spits out a completely objective report. It literally highlights the changes and confirms the work is complete. This takes all the he said, she said out of the equation. It's not about opinions, it's about data you can see with your own eyes. You can imagine for the service providers, for the genies like Bob, this is everything. This is his indisputable proof of work. It protects him from anyone making an unreasonable claim or trying to get out of paying. It just makes things fair. So Alice sees the report, she's happy, it's all good, she pays the $20 right there in the app with her credit card, and the very second that payment goes through, the smart contract automatically unlocks and releases that collateral back to both of them. Done. Seamless, secure, and super fast.
But getting paid isn't even the end of the story here. In fact, maybe the most important, most lasting result of this simple $20 job is about to happen.
Because that successful job is now officially recorded on the blockchain, the CVC scores for both Alice and Bob go up. Yeah, that's right. It's not just Bob. Alice's reputation as a great, reliable client also grows. They are both now verifiably more trustworthy in the ecosystem. So let's just recap the big payoff here. Alice found an expert she could actually trust, based on hard data, not just flimsy reviews. Bob saved a ton of time. He was protected by objective proof, and he got paid instantly. And the big one, both of them are now provably more trustworthy, with a permanent record of that success written to the blockchain forever. And that really brings us to the big final question, doesn't it? If a simple $20 fix can create this much undeniable, verifiable trust, just imagine what happens when you scale that up to millions of jobs all over the world. When trust stops being a barrier and starts being a programmable feature of work itself, what does that make possible for all of us?